Hi there everyone. Yeah, spring has definitely sprung in my garden and it's a beautiful sunny summer's or spring day, so I thought I'd give you a little tour of my garden. So this is some purple wallflower, some alessadonte, and the bees are having an absolute field day in it. I'll move around and I'll show you a little bit more. I tend to grow a lot of companion plants to encourage the insects and the bees to come into my garden. So I have cramped a lot of things in. It also suppresses the weeds as well, so I don't have to do a lot of weeding. I also mulch with the wood chips as well to stop the weeds. I do have some dandelions as well, which I find attracts the bees, but I also like to use a few leaves in smoothies as well. For the health benefits, they're great for your liver. So we've got some borage, some self-sown freckled lettuces, some daffodils, and we've got a nectarine tree that's in full bloom. And an absolutely gorgeous calendula. Haven't had any seeds come off of it yet, so it'll be nice to actually get some because I like it's pretty. Yeah, the grapevine is just starting to sprout. And go around the trellis. And have some blood flower for the wanderer butterfly. Last year I had some caterpillars on it, so that was great. And that there is a little red shatut mulberry tree. So that's starting to sprout back into fruit. So these are my raised beds. I've got a copper band around the outside that was supposed to stop the slugs and snails from going up it, but I didn't find them very successful for me anyway. I've got some carrots, some borage, got some peas climbing up in this trellis. I've made these raised garden beds out of an old rainwater tank, which I cut in half, and that there is just a 44-gallon drum that I've also cut in half, and just got some climbing peas going up the trellis, which I've made with dog wire. When that's finished, I'll put some tomatoes in, and it'll warm up by then too for the tomatoes. The other raised bed over here, I have just some freckled lettuce and some beetroot. Been waiting for this beetroot to flower because I want to collect the seed from it, but it just doesn't seem to want to do that. So I may have to just pull it out, which is a shame because I'd like to collect the seed. It was a really yummy one, but it's been in there for well over a year now and hasn't gone to seed. Yeah, so we're moving around the garden. Here is a peach. It's a Frismo, it's a dwarf. The bees are having an absolute field day. Hopefully we'll get some nice pollination happening and some more fruit. Last year it just produced the one, which I probably should have picked off, but I wanted to taste it and it was yummy, so really looking forward to a whole pile of more peaches. And as we pan through, here's my blueberries. So we've got Blueberry Burst, which is supposed to be a blueberry about $1 coin size, but as you can see they're only really tiny. I'm hoping that maybe as the years go on they might improve in size. Flavour wise, not the sweetest that I've ever tasted, but yeah, not too bad. So we'll see how they are going to go. Got some more. I've got a few different varieties. So this one's still dormant, and these ones are just starting to come into flower. Can't remember their names. Got them off the blueberry farmer down here. And the apple tree's all dormant. Got to take the netting off these apple trees. This is into my backyard. The grapefruit, it's got a few grapefruits still hanging on there, and it's coming back into full flower. Really loving this beautiful warm weather we have today, which is quite unexpected considering we've had around 15 degrees, and I think today they're forecast 26, so it's a bit of a shock. Pomegranates just starting to come back into leaf. It's been dormant. Got wood chips down, going to have to retop those up again. The European plum trees I have here, they are still dormant. Go around to the other side. These are some, I think they're about 20, maybe 25-year old Satsuma and Santa Rosa plums. So that one's a Santa Rosa. And this one over here is the Satsuma. Lots and lots of flowers. The bees have been out in abundance, which has been great. Got some broad beans, which are just self-sown. Planted a few a couple of years back, and you know, if they get too big, I just leave them on the little plant and let them drop down, and they just reshoot the following year. This part of my garden's gone a little bit wild. The nasturtiums, been trying to get rid of them for years. They just one seed and they're all back. It's just a bit of a nightmare to try and keep up with pulling them back all the time and getting rid of them. Tried, layering with paper. I've tried mulching. Tried spraying. Yeah, it's just the old-fashioned hand picking and trying to get rid of them and keep on mulching. So this is just one area of my garden that seems to get away from me. But today I'm going to try and tackle it. Up here I've got a cherry guava, and it's just starting to come back into flower buds again. So nice little red berries on this one. And yep, that's sort of looking down at my property. It's only a little 1/4 acre block, but I've chucked it full of as many fruit trees as I possibly can. Yeah, I've got this shed next door that provides a great windbreak from the southwest winds, and it's a bit of a heat bank, which is good for the fruit trees. Got a very old nectarine, apricot tree there, so did have some problems with fruit fly, but I've got a great recipe for fruit fly baits, and they worked fantastically last year. So I actually got to have some apricots for the first time in years. It's a Travat. So I've got some Parmesan here, and right next to it I've actually got another Santa Rosa plum tree, but this one never does any good. So I'm going to use it as a nurse tree, and by that I mean that I'm going to let it branch out, get leafy, and I'm going to chop it and drop it and use it for mulch. and then the two permison trees, which are both dwarf, can then fill that space. So, yeah, see how they go. This one here is a blood plum tree coming into full flower.